And now for my all-time favorite, our sun-dried tomato toss and topping fruit medley and Italian sausage dressing for your Thanksgiving turkey. If you guys are ready to get cooking, let's do it. Okay, now that we're ready to put our Thanksgiving dressing together, let's get started. We've got our diced cooked Italian sausage. Put that right in the pan. And we're going to give that a little stir. We want to get a little color on that. We want to get a little brown. Okay. I'm going to add about 1/8 of a pound of butter to that pan. And then our pecans. Okay, we're just going to give that a little stir. We're going to get our sausage and our pecans a little toasty. Help develop that flavor. And here we go. We're going to let it sit a minute just like that. Okay? Our next step is, if you'll notice, we've got carrots, onions, and celery here. We're going to add the carrots first. They're going to take the longest to cook. I'm going to add about a cup of carrots. So far what we've got in our pan is about 1.5 cups of diced cooked Italian sausage, about 1 cup of pecan halves, and about a cup of carrots diced. We're going to let that cook a few minutes. Okay, so now we've had our carrots, sausage, and pecans cooking in the pan for about 5 minutes now, and the carrots are just beginning to get a little bit tender. We're going to add about a cup of onions, some nice diced sweet onion. There's a cup right there, and a cup of diced celery. Make sure you wash that celery good. And you know what? I'm a buttery kind of guy. I think I'm going to add that other 1/8 of a pound of butter, okay, which is going to bring our total butter in our stuffing to 1/4 of a pound, which is 1 stick. And we're going to let our carrots, onions, and celery just get tender. We're going to go ahead and add our chopped herbs. I've got some chopped fresh sage into the pan and some chopped fresh thyme into the pan. Careful for the stems on the thyme. And now for our very special ingredient here in our dressing, we're going to add our sun-dried tomato fruit medley toss and topping, and I'm adding about 2 cups, and that's just about exactly 2 cups right there. And we're going to let all those flavors meld as this is just sauteing gently in that little bit of butter. Okay, maybe not a little bit of butter, but it's Thanksgiving. And that's going to cook for about another 5 minutes on a medium-high heat. Now that our vegetables and our sun-dried tomato fruit medley toss and topping have been simmering nicely for about 15 minutes, the vegetables are tender and all the flavors are being melded together beautifully. What I love about our sun-dried tomato fruit medley toss and topping is not only are we getting a nice, rich, pungent taste of the tomatoes, but also a wonderful, sweet flavor from our apricots, pears, cranberries, and nectarines. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to add about 16 ounces of your favorite chicken broth or turkey broth that's available. That's about 1/2 this container. This is a quart container. We're going to bring that back up to a simmer, which should only take about 30 seconds now in our hot pan. We're going to take our toasted seasoned croutons, add them to our bowl, and then as you see, our broth has come to a nice simmer. Look how nice and rich that color is. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add our warm vegetables and broth to the toasted bread, and we're going to stir it. That's beautiful. It's just about the right amount of liquid that we're looking for. Actually, it's just exactly the right amount of liquid. I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of salt, seasoning. And since our mixture is fully cooked, you could add some salt and taste it, and then add a little more if you like. Don't forget, you could always add more, but you can't take it out. Got some fresh cracked black pepper. No substitute for that. And I'm gonna give it one last stir. We're gonna let this mixture cool in our fridge, and then we're gonna stuff the turkey. It's important to let your stuffing cool before you stuff your turkey, especially if you stuff your turkey the night before. Okay, we've let our dressing cool in the refrigerator right down to about 45 degrees, and that's where you want it to get. Another little Chef Petrozza trick here, and so we've got our wing flopping out right here. What we're gonna do is we're gonna make a little incision in the skin right here, and we're gonna tuck our tip of the wing right up here into the breast. What that's gonna do is it's not gonna let the wing flop around like that. Now we're ready to stuff our bird, and we're gonna go ahead and pack that stuffing, that cool stuffing, which is now the same temperature as the bird. And this is very important, especially if you're gonna stuff it the night before. Don't forget, your stuffing has to be cooled down to about 40 degrees before you stuff your bird. Okay. And we're gonna pack that stuffing in there, and this is such a wonderful part of this whole process. Here we go. Now, if I have a little bit of extra stuffing, that's just fine. Because what I'll do, I'll just pack that on the outside here. Look at that. I'm gonna really just make this like a real bountiful looking presentation here. And I can even put a little stuffing right in the back over here. There we go. We got that stuffed in there. The more stuffing we get in the bird, the better. Gonna sprinkle a little salt right across the bird and a little pepper. Let's talk about cooking temperature. The directions on our turkey suggested that we cook it to 165 degrees internal temperature. So that's what we're gonna do. Don't forget to check the directions on your turkey to make sure you're doing it properly. We've also lucked out, we have this handy dandy little pop-up thermometer, which usually work, but I'm gonna also check that internal temperature at 165 degrees. We're ready to put it in the oven.